Starting. We were just talking about cucumbers. Big, long, hard cucumbers. Yeah. Hi! Ultimate Guide to Spooky Empire, and that's how we start with long phallic objects.
Yes.
Best way to start out. Yeah, so unfortunately last night we ran into some technical difficulties. We apologize. Well, no, we don't really apologize for that. Fuck you. Y'all can wait 24 hours to wait to hear from us. So yeah, so let's, first of all, before anything else, let's say hi to Robbie.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Rob?
Hi. What's up, man?
Oh my God, that hat is fabulous. I am digging that hat. You are such a witch. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then of course we've got Rob.
Hello.
Who is being very naughty this evening, apparently.
It's very, very naughty.
Very naughty.
Very naughty indeed.
Here, I'll be nice because
no, wait, and Robbie, you'll understand this. You've been a very naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
And Alan, that was for you. Robbie's a very naughty boy this evening.
Very naughty boy.
Oh, before I even introduce our special guests, Robbie, what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking the usual wine. I had whiskey earlier and beer and all sorts of shit, so I'm winding down.
So is it beer, then liquor, then wine? Is that how?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
See, I never got that right.
Yeah, I didn't either. I fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked that all up.
Hey, Rob, what about you?
I was having a Xanax colada earlier, so I'm actually just sticking with Coke at the moment.
Oh, this is going to be a fun night.
And it's in a purple cup, so hey, go me.
You got a purple drink.
Purple drink! Oh, yeah, and I, Jack and Coke, nice and simple, because we are celebrating, and why we'll get into a moment, but we want to introduce our special guest, and we haven't seen him in a while, Vaughn Belak. We're very, very happy to have him back.
Yay!
Glad to be back, y'all.
Yeah, we've missed you, dude.
I've been around. I just been busy, super busy.
Yeah, like Mr. Super Special Podcaster now. He's like a celebrity now and shit.
Yeah, my friend Metin and I started a podcast called Revival, and it's been going really good. I think we're on our 12th episode now, so we've gone over the hump. I think you hear that you only make it past 10 or something like that, and then most of them collapse. So we got past 10, and I think we're on 12, and it's been really great. We record every Saturday and post every Monday.
So where can we find, I saw it's like iTunes and
we're on iTunes and SoundCloud. So I think iTunes is actually doing much better than SoundCloud is for listens. But it's been, it's a growing experience. It's something new. I've been on, Metin had a couple of podcasts before, but he had one called Transgression with some other artists that I had gotten to be on a few times. And we've known each other forever. This is Metin Matthews III. He's an artist. And he and I were brainstorming on what to do next. And we decided we'd bring another podcast out. So Revival is the name of it. And you can find it pretty easy. I post like everywhere, I share everything like a prostitute. I'm a whore.
Yeah, he's a whore, and we like whores. We like nothing but whores on this show.
I promote like crazy.
That's awesome. That's how you got to get it out there. I mean, you got to hustle.
Yeah. So that's my big question.
Herpes wouldn't have gone anywhere if people didn't share it.
Yes, look at the success of herpes.
And you know what? We should all be so lucky to be just like herpes.
That's my model for the podcast is to be more like herpes.
Oh my God.
One in four Americans.
Well, then it's just not trying hard enough.
That's a lofty goal, man. So here's the thing. Since you're so successful and a celebrity podcaster now, so tell us what we're doing wrong. What do we got to do to stop being assholes and be cool like you?
Nothing. You should just let Rob do his setup for the entire podcast. That was my favorite thing. Just let Rob get ready the whole time.
Okay.
And just cut to him different scenes of him in disarray, just different setups, upside down. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm being mocked unjustly.
Completely. Absolutely. You are accurate. No, the one thing I'm learning the most about the podcast is just to shut the fuck up. Let people talk.
Shit, we're just never going to get anywhere.
I know, right? No, let the guests talk. When we bring guests on, I'm bringing a guest on to let them tell whatever the story is that we want them to bring. And I had no idea that it was going to take this much conscious effort just to shut up and let them go. But it's been really great. I had my friend Kate Logan was my first interview, and I think that's one of the first interviews I've ever done. I've been interviewed a few times, so I sort of knew the ins and outs of it. But it was definitely interesting, and I look forward to doing more of them.
Huh. Well, shit. So we can all definitely learn something from him. And I mean, and the art that he's been churning out in the meantime, holy shit.
So yeah, I painted. I did. I don't know if you guys saw. I painted a Ned Flanders the other day. Did you guys?
Yes,
Devil Ned.
So I did.
It's always the ones you least expect.
It is. It is. I didn't do sexy Flanders. I did Devil Flanders, and I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. So I've painted. Let's just say I've painted more than a few Ned Flanders in the last few days.
Nice.
I don't know if there's something like, behind that, but we'll just kind of leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Little private time with Ned, but and the awesome cup that you have there. So what are you drinking, sir?
I'm drinking coffee-flavored coffee.
Ooh, my favorite.
Coffee.
Yes.
Now, where do you get that?
It's got coffee in it. It's amazing.
No way. No way.
I'm not very fancy, so I'm with the Dukes of Hazzard mug. Got it at Cooter's Garage. So
nice.
Yeah. And one of the reasons that we are all drinking tonight, unfortunately he's not on with us tonight, but little mini Mike, those know him as like little, whether he's Jesus fucking Christ or little mini Petey. It is his birthday this evening, which is why we are all celebrating. So
I didn't know that. I feel like a dick.
You should be a dick. You got a party hat on. That's a party hat for you.
Yes.
Right?
Sure.
Every day's a party then.
Every night's a party.
But yeah, we are toasting to Mini Mike, and oddly enough, it's funny because he does little Mini Petey. But if you've seen him around the convention, the guy that he emulates, the one that we all love, Petey, birthday tomorrow. Woo!
Wow, it's like a birthday sandwich.
It is a birthday sandwich.
It's awesome.
And so yes, so we are dedicating this show to Petey, and we will try to refrain from the embarrassing stories because I'm sure every single one of us has a drunk Petey story.
Speak for yourself. I refrain from nothing.
I gotta say, I mean, not only is he like the master of all things spooky, but he is by far one of the most entertaining drunks I have ever seen in my life, because it's like you have the annoying drunk that you just want to get away from, the drunk that you have to babysit, and then you got the, oh, I love you drunk, and that's Petey. He's just.
I have a new favorite drunk Petey story after this last go round. When he was on stage with the Kiss cover band, and he wouldn't let them play. He just kept telling stories. Wouldn't let the fucking Kiss band play. It was Petey time, and it was fucking awesome. I was dying.
Nice.
I love that. Never mind you, Kiss. Never mind you guys. I got a story to tell you. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I loved it.
I do. It was great because we did, what was it, the Krampus thing, the Christmas thing that they did at the Hammered Lamb. We got there, and I think it was maybe like 7:30 in the evening. He was already toasty.
Nice.
And he just comes up, and you can just tell because he gets so close to you, and it's like he wants to hug you, and it's just... Drunk Petey is probably one of my favorite things to experience spooky at night, because at the spooky parties, while they're all great, if you run into Drunk Petey, get ready for a show.
It's a treat. It's absolutely a treat.
It is.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh my God. So Rob, do you have a Drunk Petey story?
You know what? I was just going to go back to the Hammered Lamb. The Hammered Petey. It was...
The Hammered Petey.
It was, he was just, it's funny, like you said, seeing him. I mean, he came up to me, complimented me, and was like, oh, I love you on the podcast. You're so funny. Even that one episode that sucked, you were still the best part.
Nice.
That's fantastic. Even the one that sucked?
I don't know how he only picked one, but,
It's tremendous.
And I'm sure, Robbie, I'm sure you've seen him drunk. Dude, God knows how many times.
Listen, the very first time I ever encountered Petey, the very first time, it was a drunk Petey, and it was just surreal because I had seen him around the convention, whatever, and I hadn't talked to him or anything, and shit, I didn't even remember where the fuck it was at. I was sitting in the lobby, I just, whatever, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, everybody just kind of like winding down or going to places, whatever. And I'm sitting down, and all of a sudden he comes up to me. He just sits next to me and starts chatting with me. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is fucking Petey. And he's talking to me and like probably has no idea who I am, or it was just fucking great. So the very first time I met him, it was like that. And it was one of the best memories that I've had because it was super fucking cool. Just honest and cool and just like, hey, what's up? Thanks for coming or whatever. I was like, holy shit. So it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I've got one more drunk Petey story before we move on. And now I remember this was back at Dragon Con. I want to say probably, I don't know, 2008 or 9 or some shit like that. And they had gone to Trader Vic's. And this is like right when I guess he was starting his whole like move into the whole tiki thing. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning at the Marriott, and he walked in and he had gone on, those big fishbowl drinks that they had?
Yep.
Like
Very well.
He had 7.
What the fuck?
Do you know how I know that? He told me like 15 times. And poor Gina standing back there just like, oh God. But he's like, I had 7 of them. And he like, there was some Wonder Woman cosplayer that he thought was fantastic. He's like, look, she did Wonder Woman. And like Wonder Woman was like sliced bread. It was the greatest thing he'd ever seen. And he's like, did you know I drank 7 of the fishbowl drinks? And then 30 seconds later, I had 7.
Amazing.
And
Good times.
He's like a big kid, and he's adorable, and he just starts his little white boy dancing when he gets drunk, and it's amazing, and I love it. One day I'm gonna get him to like be drunk Petey Punkadidi, where he actually has all his club kid get up. One day it's gonna happen. I don't know if he's gonna be 60 when it happens, but it's gonna fucking happen.
He's a good sport.
He is, and this is why we love him, and Petey's part of why we come back. So Petey, we toast you, sir.
Cheers.
And I eat a cookie in your honor.
That sounds dirty.
That's right. A dirty cookie. I'm all about the dirty cookies.
My mama told me never eat a dirty cookie.
No. I never listened to my mom.
So we got the disclaimer. Of course, we have to do this every single time because we are going to get pretty rough on this show. You may not necessarily agree with the opinions, but these are our opinions, and we are not officially affiliated with Spooky. We are not compensated by Spooky. Nobody pays us, blah, blah, blah. We're a bunch of fans that have been to a show a bunch of times. This is a completely run fan webcast. This is not appropriate for children because we say fuck and shit and talk about
shit.
And fucking shit. And we have cum socks. And Rob, as a matter of fact, I think he still has the cum socks sitting there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a little stiffer than last time.
I had to burn the last one. This is the replacement.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just know that the opinions that we express are not necessarily the opinions of Spooky, because sometimes we get fucking yelled at because we say shit that, they don't necessarily agree with. But that's what fan perspective is.
Yeah.
With that, yes, let's get on with the show. We've got a couple of guest announcements. First off, Edward Furlong, who hasn't been probably in about 10 years.
Eddie Furlong, he's back.
Eddie.
All right.
Yeah. So Rob, what do you think about Eddie Furlong coming to Spooky?
First of all, great guest. If you go through the guy's bio or filmography, he's done amazing stuff. Obviously, Terminator 2, probably the most recognizable thing, but he was in, he worked with John Waters, which in my world, that's just about like working directly under God.
Pecker.
He did Pecker, which was a pretty good movie. Not quite as weird as a lot of the John Waters movies. That's probably the closest to a mainstream film he's ever done. Yeah. But it was still a great movie. How badass was American History X?
Holy
rough
shit.
movie to watch, but excellent. And how he even did like the Crow TV show.
He did the Crow. Didn't he do a Crow movie?
I can't remember. It was a Crow.
I think a movie.
Yeah, it was a Crow direct-to-video movie.
Yeah, like Wicked Prayer, right? Wasn't that it?
I don't.
Wicked Prayer.
You sure that's not a Bon Jovi song?
Huh?
I don't know.
What's the name of the one of the monster that lives in the video game?
The what?
There's a monster that lives in the video game, and it like sucks him into the video game. That was right around Terminator time too. Was it not. I want to say brain scanners, but that might not be it.
It sounds familiar,
Right.
Fuck,
Wasn't
man,
that the
Yeah.
new Jumanji movie?
Eddie Furlong in Jumanji 3.
He was in Pet Cemetery too, though.
The Jumanjining.
He
Yeah.
was. Pet Cemetery 2. That's
Cemetery
actually a
2,
good point.
yeah.
Pet Cemetery 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
personally, yeah. So I mean,
Now,
that's the whole
out of
thing.
curiosity, does anyone remember when he was there the last time? Because I got to be honest,
Yes, I
know
do.
he was there. Okay, he's coming
Yeah.
back, so obviously he's a cool enough guest. But I honestly, I don't really have I don't have a story with him from the last time, and I don't remember a lot of people talking about him. I mean, I know he was there. I know he had a line, but
How many years ago was that?
2006, I want to say. It was at the Wyndham, 2006, 2007, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember. I still drank then.
Yeah, well, so was he at the time. So you guys have something in common.
Perfect.
So from what I hear, he was a hot mess that weekend. You know, he was just very, very drunk, and you know what? Good for him. I mean, I think a lot of things have changed. I mean, it's been a long time since then. It's been 13 years. Holy shit, 13 years. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. I think I need another cookie.
Seriously.
But seriously, he's done a lot of stuff since then. So he's not just the kid from Terminator 2. He's had a great body of work since then. And I mean, if for nothing else, I'm sorry, American History X, that's fucking hardcore as fuck. You
That's
know?
a great
Yeah, it is.
He deserves serious props for that. So I'm bringing my American History X just for that alone. You know?
That's awesome.
The other one that we have is Eugene Clark. And I got to admit, I'm a little ignorant just because I'm not a huge Romero fan. So, I mean, Robbie, do you know anything about the guy?
I don't. I mean, I saw the movie fucking when it came out. So also, I'm not huge on zombie movies either.
Me neither.
I like Romero, but, as a
I'll
guy,
chime in with this. There was back when like the Sci-Fi Channel was kind of a new network. They had William Shatner's Tech Wars. It was a book series that he had written, and they turned it into a TV show. He was on that, and the show was awful, but he was actually pretty good in it. So, because I mean, look, the fact is, if it's on Sci-Fi, odds are it's not real good, particularly if it was back like on Sci-Fi in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Sean Patrick Flannery. Okay, I saw some of the like giant worm shit movies that he did. So that's all I'm saying about that.
He's actually a really interesting guy. I mean, I read through his bio. I mean, this was a guy who he got drafted in the NFL, played in the CFL. He's done a lot of stuff. He's athlete, actor, interesting body of work there. So he should be good. And in Land of the Dead, he actually was kind of like the main zombie. He was a zombie who was also a gas station attendant. So there you go. Enjoy that.
Huh. And I do have to say, the last time he was at Spooky, I did meet him at the VIP party. And if you are a Romero fan, you will actually enjoy meeting Eugene, just because it's like we were at the VIP party. He was having the best time of anyone I'd ever seen. He actually got everybody together in the VIP party, and he led off the Thriller dance.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
That was kind of
as a zombie, it's kind of his responsibility to do so. It's in the paperwork, I think.
It is in the paperwork. You're absolutely right. Well, shit. Well, I've just been schooled.
I'm just guessing.
And then, we also have news that instead of the zombie walk, speaking of zombies, we're doing a clown walk at Uno's this year. So, I mean, I think, Robbie, you know a little bit about that, right?
Yeah. I think it's awesome and fitting at the same time. I feel like it's a great theme for the spring show. And I mean, who doesn't love some fucking clowns clowning around? And also with David Thornton coming from the Terrifier, I think it's awesome, right? I think it'll be fucking great. It'll be kind of like a good kickoff to the weekend. My friend Rick Frick, he's leading the walk, and of course they are gonna have all the makeup artists setting up and just having a good time with the fucking walk. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
And I will just say that even if you don't now, of course, if you have was it colorophobia, I think is the official name for clown phobia.
I don't know the name.
If you have it,
fear ever.
Yeah, I know. It's if
I get
But,
this is the one, like the fear of clowns thing to me is so lazy. I love clowns. I'm a huge fan of clowns. I don't like ICP, but I'm a huge fan of clowns other than that. And
well,
I'm
juggalos
like,
really
I think
aren't.
people, they say they're like afraid of clowns because they think they're supposed to be. It's just like,
right. No, I agree.
Art.
I
You're
grew
right.
up
That's
with
a good way to
clowns on my
describe it.
wall in my room.
I
So
still have clowns on my wall in my room right now as we speak.
Those are probably a little bit different than the clowns I had.
Maybe.
But yeah, and also, while again, I also not a fan of ICP, I really do like the idea of clowns that rap.
It is kind of funny.
If we could try that again with somebody else, just throwing that out there.
Oh my God.
But those of you that go to Spooky and you like either just meeting up with fans like before the show, or even if you just like walking around and people watching or taking photos, the clown walk, zombie walk, fucking, I don't know, penguin walk, whatever the fuck they do, it is a great opportunity just to walk around and get some great candid shots.
Yeah. I feel like it's just like it's like the kickoff, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it is like
everybody
a kickoff,
gets
definitely.
together, everybody walks from Uno's to the hotel. It's a pretty short walk, and it's, you get there, like, it's like almost like we need a gong, what they get there and just, gong.
I'm way more afraid of Unos than I am of clowns. I'll say that.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but I'll tell you, the bartenders are really nice. So I had
nice
Chicago style pizza, folks.
Nice.
Think wisely.
That's another conversation for another time. I'm totally not even going to get into the pizza debate. But yeah, one of the things that I also really like is that when you do the clown walk or zombie walk, whatever, it is fun to terrorize. And while they don't really suggest it, to terrorize the tourists on I-Drive as we cross the street. When the cars slow down and everything.
Fun, yeah.
That's like the best reason to do it.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
All the mundanes when their cars like, what the fuck is going on?
And for no other reason, just to go to see the look on tourists' faces, because they have no fucking clue what the hell happens. Oh my God, that's so friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
But, Tattoo Festival. Yes, that's coming back. And I think, Vaughn, don't you know some of the artists that do
I know a few. My favorite though is Aaron Adams from over in Tampa is coming back.
Awesome.
Aaron's one of my favorite dark art tattooers. Does a lot of fine art or fine line work, a lot of really great, like similar to like an Ed Gorey kind of thing, but with a definite new, more scary twist. Aaron's great.
Robbie, I think, I know, because some of the artists that are that are
I mean, I feel like every year when they come, it's just great to see them, and I feel like it adds this really cool element to the rest of the convention. So, and a lot of those people don't quite not super into horror, so it gives us a different audience, which is cool too. So they get to meet what our convention is about, which is also great. So yeah.
I didn't see him on the list. I think he's coming back, and he's like a local legend. The guy he's named Freak. If you see this big hulking guy with long dreads, his name's Freak, and he does some, especially if you the American style tattoo, or and I'm brain farting. I'm trying to think the other style of tattoo he does.
Traditional and stuff.
Traditional.
No. Yeah. Freak doesn't do traditional. Freak does the new, what's it called? New style,
Yeah.
The cartoony kind of look. Isn't that what he?
Okay.
Yes.
Jimmy Lit Walk and
Yeah. He does a beautiful job. The guy's a legend in the area. Anyone who's anyone has ink done by him. I personally recommend Freak, so look him up because he's just friggin' awesome. But it's great that the Tattoo Festival's coming back.
I won't share this story on the show. If you would like me to embellish, you have to come up and see me personally.
God.
I actually was hanging around Freak while he was giving a tattoo. Our family actually has a tattoo artist that works in the same studio, and I was just sitting outside of Freak's booth while he was speaking with clients, and it was kind of like Medea's family reunion goes for tattoos. It was
nice.
Again, I'm not going to get into all the details, but it's one of the most comical things I've ever seen and heard in my life. And I saw this guy take a situation that honestly shouldn't have seemed like it should exist in the real world and he handled it like an absolute professional. So
awesome.
he's good. He's really good.
Yeah, no, there's a reason that Freak has been where he's been for like 8 or 9 years or whatever. The guy's a consummate professional, beautiful work, and anyone that's ever had ink by him, can tell you that. So, if I know he's at the last show. I'm hoping he's coming to this show. I saw a couple of the other names. I didn't recognize them. I think Paul Acker may be coming back. I'm not sure. I mean, Robbie knows better than I do on that.
I honestly, I haven't really been. I feel like they started the advertisement on the tattoo page a little late.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like I just started seeing some of that traffic coming through, and I haven't really paid too much attention to it. But
Spooky in general is just coming up so much faster this year.
Yeah, really,
right? Oh my
like
god,
sneaking up on me.
Holy shit!
It's like I can't believe we're a month out now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like maybe it's because it's just in March this year.
Yeah.
And it's
exactly.
in April. So it literally did come up faster.
Used to be in April, used to be in May.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then, Megacon.
Yep. So
you said the M word. I'm triggered. I am triggered. I need a safe space. But before we get into that, and yes, I have a hell of a lot to say about that. I want to ask Vaughn. I mean, so do you have anything special that's planned for Spooky this year? I mean, we always see something awesome that comes from you that just blows us out of the water.
I've got a lot of work. I'm always doing new artwork for Spooky specifically. I try to bring at least a dozen or so new paintings with me every time, and this year's no exception. I've been working really hard trying to get some new work together. The wife will be back. That'll be awesome. She's going to be setting up again. So Jen will be there.
I candy!
Yay!
Yeah, she's sold. She really enjoyed it last time, and even though it was like she was super nervous, she still did great, and she'll be back. So I'm actually looking. Her setup is done right now in the living room. I can see it over by our bookshelves, and she's got everything all set up right now, doing like a test run.
Cool.
But the usual. I've got my prints. I'll have some books. I'll have some shirts. I'll have a little bit of everything for everybody. I try to have a big variety so that the people who maybe didn't bring $1 million to come buy a painting can get something. It's the same as the people who came looking for something, the original work down to the prints. I just try to get a good variety.
Have you done an Art the Clown yet?
Not yet, but I am always available for commissions.
Yes, indeed. Yes. That might be a good thing to get signed.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
I still have I have a Bill Moseley I did that he signed for me still. And I brought that with me last time, and I had a guy make an offer, but I was like, no.
All right, and one of the things I want to tell you guys about Vaughn is you definitely want to follow his social media, because one of the great things that he does, and I wish more vendors would do it, is he gives out this like kind of phrase of the day sort of thing where he gives out deals every day.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh my god.
So this started out of boredom, just completely bored, standing there. It was a slow part of the con, and there was like I don't know, and me and another one of our regulars, another vendor, we were just trying to figure out ways to drive some business. And I actually have a really, really great story from this. There's a guy, he's bought art from me for a little while now. He also happens to be a police officer. I'm not going to name him because I don't want to embarrass his wife. But one of the first phrases I did was basically I say something, I post it on the Facebook page, and then the first person to come to me and say this thing wins like a free print or something, right? So this particular phrase was, "I'm a dirty little toilet monkey."
I love this so much.
Now the gentleman had already won, so he knew he wasn't allowed to win. But his wife could say the phrase and win something. I've never seen somebody be more upset about winning something as this poor young lady. And so she said it, but if you saw her face, I have pictures. If you saw her face, she just looked so dejected and just like, it was like, "I'm a dirty little toilet monkey." And she was just so upset. And so I gave her, a free print. So now you cut to about a week or so after Spooky, and I get a message from the gentleman, and he's like, "I would like you to do a commission piece for me. Could you paint me a dirty toilet monkey?"
Oh my god.
And put a blonde wig on it like my wife.
Holy shit.
So this is a police officer asking me to paint a picture of his wife as a toilet monkey.
I love it.
And so of course I did. And I presented it to them this past Spooky. And I have many, many pictures of a very sad young lady holding this particular piece of artwork.
I'm going to have to look at this because I know of a police officer who attends with a blonde wife, and so I'm wondering.
Could potentially.
No habla, no habla.
No habla. No habla.
I'm sure we're all thinking of the same couple.
Yeah.
They are
No,
regulars.
no
And they're fantastic. Like
great.
she's a
They're
great
fucking
sport.
great people.
She's awesome.
I'm just saying. I love them. They're amazing.
So here's my question to you, Vaughn. It's like, how do you come up with these phrases? How do you top yourself with these phrases you come up with?
I'm just filthy. I don't know. I say something. I kind of once in a while, like I'll bounce it off Jen and see what she thinks. If she thinks it's adequately offensive, then I go with it.
Adequately offensive. I love it.
Yes, because it's got to be something that they don't want to say. Like I don't want it to be easy.
No, you can't say, "Oh, my pants are on fire." No. And
like little Petey wins all the time. He doesn't give a shit. He will just run up on me and say the thing. He's good to go. But most people are like, "Oh, I don't want to say this thing you made me say," and that's what I'm really looking for the pain in their eyes as they have to say this terrible thing.
That's amazing. Just stuff like, "My vagina smells like cheese." You know?
Yes, I think I've used something similar to that with something about a rotten vagina.
I remember that. I remember that.
That's fucking awesome. I remember going to an Anthrax concert once, and they had this guy outside. The guy must have been about 6'7" or something. He was dressed like a priest, and he was giving out rosaries, like glow-in-the-dark rosaries with the Anthrax like little ticket. But you had to give him a confession, like a legit confession. And that shit, man, that shit was fucking
that's
hard.
a really good idea.
That's a good idea because, people don't, that's definitely something people don't necessarily, and it had to be something like good, it couldn't be like, oh, I fucking lied yesterday or whatever. It had to be like, I fucking, shit. So.
Vaughn, if you want to do that, I have a priest outfit you can borrow.
There you go.
You think I don't have one of my own?
No, that's pretty naive, I gotta admit.
Come on, sir.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I did. You didn't see my Halloween costume from last year. I was actually I was going to be a giant circus gorilla, but we live in Florida, and the gorilla mask just wasn't going to work because it was fucking hot Halloween.
Yeah.
So with like 5 minutes to spare, running out the door with the kid and the wife, and everybody's all dressed up, I switched into my priest getup, one of my wife's gray wigs, and did like a creepy preacher thing. It was pretty great.
That's amazing.
Nice.
I'm still hoping that someone ends up cosplaying Henry Kane, Reverend Henry Kane.
It was similar. It was inspired by. Yeah, it was totally inspired by.
That's much love to you for that. That's amazing. But speaking of like awesome and amazing artwork, have you guys seen the new spooky design shirt that they're doing for March?
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, this is the one from October, and Groovy Ghoulies, like hardcore. I'm a hardcore fan. The fact that they're actually doing like the baseball tee design, like the Reglan designs, I think is fantastic. They're doing Iron Maiden this time. Dude, if you haven't seen it, it's gonna sell out in the first day.
Yeah, but your daughter's not allowed to wear one.
No, that's right, Shay. Or Lisa, actually, Lisa, that's all you. Lisa, that's right. You can't tell me, no, all right, never mind.
Gatekeeper.
I'm not getting into that. I am a gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
That sounds like it could have been Alan's idea. I think it's fucking wonderful.
I bet it was Alan's idea because Alan
he's big into Iron Maiden.
Oh my God, when have you never seen him with a Trooper beer in his hand?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm sure that had something to do with him.
So I'm excited. I'm definitely getting one this year because but now they're super soft too. They're the Anvil shirts and they're fucking
incredible.
soft,
I sleep in this. I love this. This is so comfortable.
Cool.
And
I'm holding out for the Ace of Base design myself, but you people enjoy this.
I saw this.
Well, I mean, Ace of Base are Nazis. Can they really do that?
Only one of them.
Oh well,
only one of them.
One enough? Like one drop is enough to kind of taint the whole thing with the Nazi?
You said taint.
And Nazi taint will be my first phrase for winning a.
There you go. I have a Nazi taint.
First person to come tell me they have a Nazi taint.
Please tickle my Nazi taint.
See, this is exactly how this happens.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Gotta write that shit down.
Oh, and this is a great segue because speaking of crazy, someone posted.
How is that a segue?
It's a segue. No, it actually.
Speaking of Nazi taints,
it is literally a segue. It is literally a segue.
Segue. I want it.
Not all segues are good segues. Okay.
Oh my God.
But there's if you guys saw, Randy Quaid of all people is looking to do conventions. I don't know if you've seen this.
Please let that happen. Please let that crazy man come.
It'll be better. It'll be better than Gary Busey. Apparently, someone posted on the Spooky page and said that Randy Quaid is interested in coming to Spooky. Now, you've seen him in everything from Independence Day to help me out here, guys. What else?
Let's just talk about his YouTube videos because that's all I care about.
I have seen his sex tape. I'll admit it.
What the fuck? No way.
Can we have Randy Quaid wrestle fucking Gary Busey in the wrestling ring?
Wrestle.
Eat each other's faces off? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
Randy Quaid, Gary Busey, and bath salts.
My money's on Busey's teeth.
Just the teeth, though.
Just the teeth, not the whole body. Just the teeth. Disembodied teeth of Gary Busey.
Oh my god! Yeah, but he's doing a thing now where he's signing autographs and everything. He's interested in public appearances, so I guess he's his whole like exile to Canada. I guess he's kind of done with that now. He looks just as insane as he did normally. Oh my god, he would be the best.
I would love that so much.
His beard has a life of its own. I don't know if he's still homeless or not, but it's amazing. And please, Randy Quaid, we would love to have you. You're amazing. Please, oh god, that would be a great thing. I'd wait in line for a photo op with him, man. I think
I might too. I might for that.
Yeah, that was, oh my god, so much fun. But actually, and I'm jumping a little ahead here, but speaking of Randy Quaid, I think Gary Busey was one of the people on a website that Rob discovered recently that actually has some past spooky guests that are doing like really, yeah.
I found out about this a couple weeks ago. It was called Cameo.com, or the Cameo app. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. What this is celebrities will sign up for this, and then you pick who you want. You pay them whatever the fee they have asked for, and they will give you a video clip. They will just send like a personalized video clip. It can be anything from a greeting to just like, hey, how you doing? Like a gift, like you could send to your wife. It could even like, some of them will even promote your business, and they'll just say, hey,
yeah, well, I mean, and let me be honest, not all of them are well done. Some of these are like
even better.
It's a rabbit hole.
I think you should go to this product or service. It is spectacular. But this is gonna
be the end of me. I'm gonna put all of my money into this website.
The people's prices, like they've got YouTube and Instagram stars, but you can ignore those and just go to the actual famous people, and those rates can go anywhere from $25 to the top demanding price was $1,000 from Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh Jesus Christ!
But a lot of spooky guests are up there, like Gary, and they'll have rules like, here's what I'll say. You can give me a script. Gary Busey is on here, and his rules say, just give me your name, but you can't give me a script. I'll just say whatever the hell I want.
Oh my God. No, thank you.
You got to watch the videos. Go to Cameo.com. Go to Cameo.com. It's insane.
Yeah, you can actually, they will show you like the most recent videos they've recorded for people. So, yeah, you can see some of the stuff they've done. And I mean, sometimes these people are spot on. Like, I don't know if you guys know who Hal Sparks is. He's a comic. He's done some acting. His stuff is fantastic. There's a couple radio guys I listen to. Theirs are really good too.
Flava Flav's on there.
What?
And then you got
just bring on the train wreck.
Then you got Wesley Snipes, who just doesn't seem to understand the concept at all.
He's like, that guy.
What's up, Google?
He didn't understand how to pay taxes. I don't think he understands this either.
Have much hope. I don't have much hope for Mr. Snipes anymore.
No.
So
that's sad. He was blamed.
But yeah, like I said. So anyway, it's a neat idea. Like if there's a guest that you never got a chance to see or may never come to Spooky, you can get a personalized video from them. It's, maybe not as cool as actually being there, but some of these people, if you look at the videos, you can figure out who's actually will play along. Like Corey Feldman did it.
Oh my God. Corey Feldman's is amazing. It's
Yeah, it really wasn't good, but the funny thing is at the end, he goes on kind of a rant about using a vegetable-based vaping solution.
Have we all seen his movie where he's a transvestite vampire? Have we all seen this yet?
It's beautiful. It's
fantastic.
Beautiful.
It's actually really fucking. He does a great job with it. Yeah, I actually really liked it.
Was that the one with the Roger Corman produced one that he did?
I don't know who produced it, but it's like it's based on a comic book, right?
Maybe I think it was called Splattered. Was that it?
No. It's on Netflix, or it was recently, and he plays like a drag queen vampire, and there's a guy who's like killing vampires. It's really horrible, but he does great.
It's awesome. Yeah, he did another one. Roger Corman produced one called Splattered that was only like half an hour long. It was like a murder mystery reality show, and he was absolutely terrible. He's like a 90s goth kid, and it was amazing. Oh my God. But Corey Feldman is on this site. Tyler Main is on the site. Rob, I think there were a couple other past guests that you said that were on the site too, right?
Yeah, I don't have my list in front of me, but it's
Naomi Grossman from
Naomi Grossman.
Oh, nice.
That Feldman movie I said it's Corbin Nash is the name of the movie.
It's been on my list. I wanted to see that.
Fucking great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. EJ Daly, for those of you that are Rob Zombie fans, tiny little EJ Daly. She's doing some. John Cassier, who is the Crypt Keeper.
Oh my God, that must be fucking epic. Are you kidding me? What?
His was good. He did good with his.
I bet.
Yeah, so there's a number of these people, and they're adding more every day. So Cameo.com, check them out. Especially Vaughn could have like Corey Feldman, promote his podcast.
I'm just trying to think of how much it's going to get take to get him to say Nazi taint. That's all I'm thinking about right now. Is how much is it going to take to get Feldman to say terrible, terrible things for me to have him on my phone for no reason?
You know what?
Throw an extra $10 to whatever his fee is. Actually, Corey, I will say this: the prices. Most people are pretty much in line with what you think.
Yeah,
Corey's was in line with what his ego tells him he should charge.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
It's like everyone else, like people who are kind of at Corey Feldman status, probably around $75 or so.
Yeah.
Corey was about $200.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't say who, but I know of someone locally who's trying to figure out how to get him to come to a show.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I won't say who. I won't throw it out there, but it's in the works.
Oh my God. Just because it's like, and like I said, the fact that I saw this one video that he did, and at the end he goes on, I say, and now here's your in. You just talk about, you sell this vegetable oil based vape juice. If you work that in with him, and you got your in, and then you got your Nazi taint story.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
He's fucking insane, man. Okay. In other news, Shriekfest. One of our hosts actually posted about Shriekfest. That's supposed to be a film festival in, I want to say, Sanford.
It's right after Halloween. It's, I think, the first weekend in November.
Yeah.
Up in Sanford. Looks interesting. There's actually been an LA version for a couple years, and now they're going to do an Orlando one too, although Sanford, not Orlando. We know the difference. No one else does.
Is this through the folks from Ultraviolent?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Just throwing this out there, but I have heard rumors in the past that Spooky Empire will be that weekend. So I don't know. Nothing.
They're moving it to November?
Well, because the thing is that Halloween lands on a Thursday this year.
Oh.
So I have heard rumors, and this was like back in last October, and I had heard, this is nothing official, obviously. I mean, this is
of course
from
this is just us
hearing shit, right? That kicking it off on Halloween, which is the Thursday, and going into the first weekend of November. But hey, I would prefer it if it was earlier in October, maybe like the second or third weekend. But just saying.
I thought they posted the dates, but I could be wrong.
Where?
So folks, stay tuned. But the point is this: Spooky Empire has a great film festival.
Yes.
You're into that, and you need more once it's over.
Extra.
You might want to go check out Shriekfest or Shriek, whatever it is.
Yeah, and just for the record, one is not affiliated with the other, because I know a lot of us old schoolers, we still call Spooky Empire Screamfest. Shriekfest, Screamfest, they're not affiliated, so one has nothing to do with the other, so we just want to make that distinction very clear, just so they are two completely separate entities, because nobody can have original names anymore. Everything's kind of interrelated. There's like what, in 2 or 3 infinity cons, stuff like that. There's so many cons the names were bleeding over. So, but it's something to look up, you know, in November. If Spooky's not that weekend, you know, you want to get your horror movie fix, something to think about. One of the other things that we learned recently is one of the regular, that they've been at Spooky forever. They're a part of the Spooky Florida family, Wolf's Museum of Mystery. I think they were in St. Augustine originally. Am I right?
Yeah, they were St. Augustine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they suffered a major loss. They lost a couple of pets, and they lost everything they own in a fire. It's absolutely devastating. I can't even fathom what they must be going through. We'll be sharing the link on our Facebook page. You know, all the details and everything. Our hearts absolutely go out to them. And the Spooky family is definitely coming together, and I think the GoFundMe is actually going really well right now. But if you have ever gone through Wolf's Museum of Mystery, if you've ever, you know, seen them at Spooky, you know, talk to them. They're super nice people. Make sure that, you know, you go check out their GoFundMe. Help out a fellow Spooky fan, because I mean, we're all family, and that's what we do, right?
Indeed.
Oh well, I guess we got a somber moment there. Let's have a moment for Wolves, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, fire, that shit's no fucking joke, dude. That, I mean,
No, it's really
everything,
not.
So it's really sad.
Yeah. But happier topics, and Wolf, we'll definitely be sharing you. There'll be this. So, but yeah, for those of you that are in Orlando, we are getting a new Halloween-themed bar. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have seen this. The marketing has been all over the place. The guys that run Joysticks Orlando, which they have done an amazing job. Now, in my opinion, because Orlando is such a touristy place and the turnover is always super quick and there's always something new, the fact that Joysticks has lasted as long as it has already, and it's got such a major following and it's only gotten more popular, these guys are now opening up a second bar, Cocktails and Screams, which is not far from Joysticks Orlando. And I mean, I know Robbie knows about it.
Oh my god, I'm super excited about that. I heard about it months ago. Crazy. It's funny because I'm sure everybody kind of dreams of an idea or whatever. And I had thought about doing something like this years and years ago, right? Because I love to cook, and it just kind of, oh man, I would just fucking love to do something like that. And you know, it's just life happens, and not everybody is for business. And now this is fucking. It was like everything I fucking dreamed for. You know, it's like, holy shit, like this is fucking gonna happen. And we're gonna have a Halloween bar right down the street from our house, which is fucking awesome. I just really, really, really hope, and it seems like they are doing it a lot of justice. I just hope it doesn't get douchey, which is, you know, always the fear.
It is downtown Orlando, so there's definitely, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There will be a douchey element to it.
Some of it, right? But
some of it. But what's interesting, it's right next door. It's right next door to Soundbar on Pine Street is where they're opening it up at. And just as a little side note, Soundbar is where Jen Belak works now.
Yes. Is that the old black booth?
Yeah, but they don't say that name.
No, okay.
They don't mention the B word.
But yeah, that's a cool side street. So I'm saying
it's a good little spot. Is what I'm saying. It's a great little spot.
Good. So I'm excited about that for sure. And fuck it, we'll make it ours anyway. So.
And what's cool about the spot that it's going to be in is that with the douche factor of downtown, a lot of that doesn't really trickle down that street. It's on Pine Street. So if you know the area, it's tucked away a little bit. Yes. That might be a benefit.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So. And one of the things I really like, I mean, for example, Rob has been to, there's a Christmas bar in town, like a Christmas theme bar. Frosties. And
Christmas
Rob,
time lounge.
Yeah, and Rob's been there. I mean, and how awesome is that bar?
Not really.
Yeah. You know, I decided I wasn't even gonna go when I heard they don't even play Christmas music.
Oh, but I don't know. What? I went and they did. What are you talking about? I mean,
I heard they don't play Christmas music except for like around Christmas time.
Yeah. I went around.
If I'm at a Christmas bar, I want Christmas music.
No,
I wasn't. As far as Frosties went, I really wasn't impressed with their house specials. Really wasn't a lot of gin. They do snow cones, you know, but their ice for the snow cones is not very fine. It's very chunky, so it's not a good snow cone.
Oh, okay.
The drinks aren't, like I said. It was a neat idea, but I don't really ever need to go back.
You see, you're a drink connoisseur, though. I mean, this is We're
This
talking
is
about downtown bars, right?
Yes.
I guess I am. I don't know. I mean, I'm a guy who still prefers Waffle House to just about anything else, so my tastes really aren't that
I know, but
high.
I mean, come on. When you go to Aku, you know what you know what to drink. You know what I mean? Aku is a great place to go have drinks. When I went to Frosty's, when we were doing the Krampus walk, it was fucking great because first off, you know, it just kind of fit the theme, and they actually were cool enough to make a Krampus shot for the night or whatever, and it was fine. I mean, it worked. Now I don't see it working the rest of the year, but during that time it works. So I
See,
hope
the
that
Halloween bar
thing,
thing,
you know?
the Halloween bar thing, Rob said something interesting. He said he didn't really feel like he needed to go back. That's the biggest thing that they'll be facing with a Halloween bar is, will it be unique enough to go back? Because there's like the Beetlejuice bar up in New York and in LA, and people just kind of go in once and don't go back. The return business on
But
something
you
like
see,
that.
have you ever been to the House?
I've never been, but I do know some people who worked there that have given me some, some interesting stories about the place. It's about getting the return business will be hard.
Definitely. See, I've been to the Beetle House, the one that's in New York, and I would go again.
Yeah.
But then again, we're fans of the genre. We're fans
It's a genre
of that
thing,
aesthetic.
right?
It definitely is. You need that. You need the people that are into that kind of shit to go again. And I feel like in Orlando, anyway, there's like this subculture of people like us that are into that kind of shit that would definitely be patrons to
well,
a
like
place
if
like
the Halloween
that.
bar learns from the example of what Rob was just saying, though, if they get some good drink specials and they get some good going in there and get the return local
like
business.
joysticks. I mean, joysticks.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing: they clearly know what they're doing because at joysticks,
they've done really
amazing atmosphere. It's just so cool to go in and look.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think their drinks are complete shit. I think it's all catering to like 5-year-olds who have drinking problems. Everything is just super, super sweet and syrupy,
super
like
sweet,
sugar.
and there's glitter.
I think they might know their audience.
Well, that's just it. Because the first time I went to Joysticks, I was looking around. I'm like, look, this is a Gen X themed bar that is catering to millennials and the Generation Z. They're going after younger people, even if it's the atmosphere is something for people who are alive in the 80s.
Younger people are the ones that go to downtown.
Yeah,
Orlando
exactly.
to do that, Now, if it was off, let's say off Mills, for example, right? Or maybe between, you know what I'm saying? Let's say between Pine
calm down, Vaughn.
Where Wills is,
I'm just giggling about the idea of a themed bar being on Mills when I don't know the biggest standalone on Mills is was Wally's, where it's basically like you want, if you get a drink, you want there to have been soda in the building, even if it doesn't make it into your glass. Just a slightly different take on the drinking. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know,
but
it's better than on iDrive, honestly.
Sure, absolutely.
I don't ever go.
Dude, a shattered light bulb shoved up your ass is better than iDrive.
I just don't do it. So.
And I mean, of course, we all know the themed bar on iDrive, the Vault in Gods and Monsters, and they've struggled with location constantly from day one. And return business over there has been tricky. I know they struggle with it.
Oh, I can see that. I mean, because locals, unless
but
you're
it's a
going
great
to
bar.
A certain event, no, definitely a great bar, and it has a niche.
Sure.
But for locals, for example, like me, I'm not even gonna front. Like, I just don't think about going to a bar past the west of downtown. I just don't want to deal with the fucking people and the fucking traffic and the fucking tourists and the all that shit.
And like 30 miles of possible cop interaction.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what it is. I don't want to drive through that area.
I don't. I want
even. I don't drink anymore, but I wouldn't fucking risk that.
No, for sure. So I don't know. At least it's not an iDrive. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what I do think Cocktails and Screams does have in its favor is, I mean, not only just the kitsch thing and Halloween Horror Nights and all that, but what I think they have, if you actually look at Joysticks, even the architectural design, the guys that do it, actually, I'm trying to remember the name. I want to say Stelter Creative. They used to be a vendor at Spooky. The special effects and the props that they create are absolutely outstanding.
That's great.
If you look at the Haunted Mansion stuff they've done, the Jaws stuff they've done, the Tron stuff they've done, the Mario plant when you go in, it's everything
that's killer. Yeah,
it's called the Piranha Plant. Show some respect.
There's your Piranha Plant right here.
Okay,
Well,
I'm not sure I
that's
care
not what
for
that
that.
is.
Yeah,
That's
I've
not
been
what that
watching
is.
the build of it. I've been watching because
Yeah.
I follow them, and I'm really excited that, and this sounds kind of silly, but I'm excited that they're actually putting some effort into the bathrooms this time.
Yes, this is what I'm
because
talking
the
about.
bathroom and joysticks is just meh, whatever,
Yeah.
like just walk in there and it's just painted and nothing.
They
is
look. They
awesome.
don't want people hanging out in the bathroom.
I know, but you know what? When you go to a place and you want to, especially ladies use the restroom a lot. Come on, let's be serious. Come on, tiny bladders, right? So when I go to the bathroom,
Wait,
if it's a nice
women go to the
I
bathroom?
remember
Flat,
that shit.
shiny surfaces.
Dude, I remember a fucking bathroom. I do. It's like, oh God, I don't want to go to the bathroom there. I'll fucking stop and go pee somewhere else just because I know that the bathroom at fucking the social sucks. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to the one at the lodge or whatnot.
Yeah, but the point I was making is that what I like about this place is, like, especially with the joysticks, we went the one time, and even though the drinks were kind of like the millennial hipster sort of thing, I get that, but just the decor. I mean, if you go in the Disney's VIP lounge, the detail that they put into everything, and they're always adding, and that's really smart of them. And the marketing that they're doing right now, they're doing this whole thing. They're hiding 13 keys around the city for grand opening night, and people are scavenging, hunting for the keys. It's brilliant. It's brilliant watching how they're doing this, and I think they're in this for the long haul. Like I said, joysticks anywhere else, let's face it, would have lasted 6 months and gone under. But it's like it's still jam-packed on weekends because it's like they're always adding new things. Like they just added the Iron Throne in there. And it's like they're always changing things out and they're keeping it fresh. So I think they got something here.
Wait, why would they have the Iron Throne in there?
Because they made it? I don't know.
Wait, why not?
It's an 80s bar.
Is it though? I mean, I understand that a lot of things in there are 80s.
Here we go.
It's Star Wars. It's Goonies.
Pop, it's pop culture.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I get it, but
it's
awesome.
retro. It's retro.
Well, let's talk about the confusion of hiding keys around town in Florida. There better be different kind of keys hidden around here, because
yeah, no, there are. They did some really ornate sort of designer keys, and it's really wild.
Yeah,
just
like
watching
I'm making drug jokes.
I understoed the cocaine reference.
Thank you, Rob.
We're virgins here. We don't understand.
Look,
we don't get it.
I have watched all 4 seasons of Narcos. I am damn near an expert.
Damn near an expert. I have more practical knowledge.
I was just thinking because I saw they had one at Embellish the other day, which I thought was really cool because Embellish is our costume store here in our local costume makeup and everything menagerie. So I thought that was really neat that they're actually partnering up a little bit with them. So cool.
I do love the idea that there's a Halloween themed anything anywhere. Period. Though.
Yes. Period. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm
trip.
my judgment. Yeah, field trip.
Fuck
I'm totally excited for it. Okay, one of the things I wanted to get to, Megacon, and we talked about the M word earlier. Oh my God, Megacon. We can go on and on. Here's the interesting thing. Jason Momoa was their big draw this year. Now we all know. Oh, Jason.
Who's that? Who's that?
Your mom. That's your mom. Your mom. They had her as a guest.
Excellent.
He did an episode of Baywatch once.
Yes, my mama.
Jason Mama. Jason,
your mama.
Jason, your mama.
That's all he is from now on, Jason, your mama. But he was going to appear the one day at Megacon, and anyone that knows anything about the history of Megacon ever since this big corporate takeover nonsense, they pack the list with guests constantly. They have 60 guests, and then like a month or two before the show, they all start canceling. They all start dropping out, and everybody goes nuts because all of a sudden it's like, oh, I only paid to go for this person, and boom, 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 boom. We watch the dominoes fall. Now, those of us that have been to Spooky, we know that Spooky doesn't operate like that. They don't pack like 60 guests just so they can cancel 20 a month before the show. That's not how it works. Megacon doesn't care. They want you to buy your tickets. They'll do anything to get your money, and that's it. So seeing that Jason Momoa canceled, I mean, granted, it's a good amount of time out, but he canceled the one day he was going to be there. Watching the ensuing just drama, it's grab your tea because it's beautiful. It's glorious, and this Eventually, people will learn. It's like, don't go to big cons like Megacon, man. Go to the little ones that actually give a shit about you. Go to the ones where the guy who runs it comes up to you at 3 a.m, all drunk, and tells you how much he loves you. Those are the cons you want to go to, not the fucking Megacon where you don't even know who's running the goddamn.
Who even runs that fucking thing anymore?
Fucking Skynet.
Yeah. Someone in Canada. I don't fucking know.
I did that. I did Megacon 1 year. I did it attached to Sam Flax, the art supply store here in Orlando. I did it with them as a guest artist. And I had a really good time, but there was a huge disconnect with like setup and how things were supposed to be handled. We were supposed to have a lot of different things set up for our booth, and it was just all fuckery, and I wasn't very thrilled about it.
I mean, have you ever had that experience at Spooky as a vendor?
No, everything's handled. Like if I need anything, I've got like 10 people to ask, like that will all make it happen.
Yeah, see, don't go to Megacon. You know, I don't give a shit if they've got a Back to the Future, reunion and they bring back whoever from the dead. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it, because all they're gonna do is get your money and then fuck you dry in the ass.
Resist.
That's all. Seriously, that's all Megacon's gonna do. I don't give a shit if they bring back Norman Reedus and say he's gonna give you a reach around. Do not fucking do it. Oh, come on. Norman, really? Norman's greasy. I love Norman, but he's greasy. No,
he is.
So you don't need
dry
lube?
shampoo.
What's that, Vaughn?
Nazi taint.
Nazi taint. He does. Norman's got a Nazi taint.
No.
That's true. But yeah, so fuck Megacon. But and the other exciting news is actually SuperCon.
I went to that clusterfuck 1 year.
I don't even mean the convention, but apparently they booked John Cusack. Now, how many of you remember the clusterfuck that was John Cusack at Spooky not too distant in the past?
I sat and watched it from the What We Do in the Shadows booth.
Oh, and what did you see? What did you see?
Oh, it was fucking, oh, dude. I at first the thought of having him there was exciting. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, Identity. I love Identity. It's one of my, favorites.
1408, Raven.
Yeah, I mean, 1408, all those things, I'm like, holy shit. And just sitting there watching, because I spend a lot of time at the What We Do in the Shadows booth, and wow, I mean, I guess the guy, let me just say, he's not like his sister, because apparently his sister's amazeballs, right? And she's super sweet and she's super awesome. So, let's leave it.
But Vaughn, I see you making a face over there.
It's just I'm a big Cusack fan, just of both of them. But like you just said, like the sister's great. He's kind of a cunt, and like
kind of.
I just really wanted him not to be. Like you want that guy. You want the guy from Say Anything to show up and like be cool and like be.
Where's our Lloyd Dobler?
Yeah. You want quirky. You want somebody like, I mean, don't spend like an hour with everybody, but at least be cool with everybody, like in passing as a human being. And you don't. We didn't get that. He was kind of a twat.
Yeah,
and this Richard Dreyfuss had the same fucking, twice as long as lines as he did, and he was fucking great with everyone. Yeah. So why?
I don't know, but Dreyfuss wouldn't sign my mashed potatoes.
What?
No,
I forgot to bring mine.
I sent a box of mashed potatoes, and they didn't get signed.
That's all right. Then we're gonna have to do a do-over.
You know what? Maybe he doesn't respect instant mashed potatoes.
That son of a bitch. I know.
But one of the things about John Cusack, I mean, because I sat and watched him for a while as well, there were a number of stories all weekend. If you were there, you heard it. He would not come out to his table unless there were at least 8 people in line waiting for him. Every time he took a picture, he had the hat and sunglasses and his vape stick with him. He wouldn't smile. And if you weren't getting an autograph, he wouldn't even look in your direction. It was really, really odd. He was really standoffish with the fans. He wouldn't even say hi to anybody. And unless you had like cash in hand, he was just signing here. Not personable at all. And it wasn't the first time we've heard this at conventions. And he wears the same outfit every convention. It's the black hat and the black shirt and the black pants. Which fine, whatever. So they announced him for SuperCon. And a bunch of us had noticed that those of us that had been to Spooky spoke up about our experience. Somehow a lot of those comments got deleted. So if you go to SuperCon's page,
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know. Nazi taints.
Damn the man.
Nazi
taints. Speaking of taints.
I can picture John Malkovich being like that too.
I think he'd just be too weird.
Yeah, well, like that, you know, like super, just like, you know.
Weird is okay. I'm okay with
Fucking
weird. I
Bird
mean,
Box.
I've met Crispin Glover, you know, so I understand just out there and on another level. I get that. No, John was just straight up, I don't want to fucking be here. Give me your money and get out of my face.
Man.
So yeah, if you're going to SuperCon, if you're going to meet him, buyer beware, because I'm just waiting for the backlash after everyone goes to SuperCon and you get ripped off, you know? Meet the other people at SuperCon. I don't know who else SuperCon has, but whoever they have, I don't care if they have like Virgil from from wrestling.
Yeah,
Trust
I mean,
me.
come on. It's in fucking Miami. Who wants to go down there anyway?
Yeah, it's going to be a better
No.
experience than
If
simple
you're
as
gonna go to
that.
Miami, do something else.
God damn, dude. Seriously.
I don't mind SuperCon. It just not John Cusack. It's like we all know he's a dickwad, and we're all big fans. You know, we all love Grosse Pointe Blank.
Well, have you seen the Western that he did that's coming out now?
Yes.
So he's wearing his con outfit as the part of this fucking movie. Actually.
with his vape.
He's got the big he's got the big coat and the fucking hat. He's missing the sunglasses and the fucking vape dildo, and that's about it.
The vape dildo. That's it. I'm calling it a vape dildo from now on. Oh my god.
Blowing clouds on his horse.
But yeah, Rob actually came up with something interesting. Gilbert Gottfried, who you can also get on Cameo.com.
Oh my god, really?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you can get Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, okay. Gilbert
Rob,
has a podcast.
Yes,
Gilbert
he does.
Amazing podcast. Amazing Colossal podcast.
Agreed.
Yeah, great show. It pretty much focuses on like old Hollywood stars or, you know, old television stars. It's really rare for someone to be like younger than 60 years old on this show.
I love that show.
Anyway, and just for those of you, I know a lot of people don't like him. They don't like the sound of his voice. The good news is most of what he does is actually, or most of what goes on is his sidekick. Frank is actually the guy that does most of the interviewing. Anyway, recently they just had John Astin on, the original Gomez Addams. And he doesn't do a lot of interviews anymore, so this is kind of a rare thing. And, you know, we've got Addams Family kind of on the brain for the March show coming up. So if you are an old fan of John Astin, check out this podcast. John Astin, John Astin.
I'm
check
sorry,
out this.
he was that spooky, and he was my friggin' idol. I got my picture as Morticia with John Astin. I Can Die a Happy Woman. Continue.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So anyway, he's. I'm not going to say he was the most dynamic interview. He's still pretty. You know, he's pretty much with it. But the guy is about 85, mid 80s, late. He's old. And it takes him a minute to gather his thoughts. But once he does, you know, he always can get out a really interesting story. So check it out. It's great. And if you enjoy it, check out some of the other Gilbert podcast episodes, because it's, like I said, he gets a lot of people who are not going to be around much longer. Dick Cavett, folks. Dick Cavett.
He's still alive?
Yeah, that's a pretty common thing for most of his guests.
Dick fucking Cavett.
Oh,
Dick Cavett. That's
Big Dick Cavett.
Big Dick.
So yeah, it's like I said, it was a good episode, and the podcast on the whole is fantastic to listen to.
Yeah. And for those of you that have been to Spooky for a while, John Astin was actually one of the guests. I want to say 2009, 2010, something like that. But he was an amazing guest, and he's one of those guests. And I wish more people treated the guests like they did with him, because he was very much like Robert Englund, where he would actually take the time and talk to you, and not even just about his roles. Like, for example, I talked to him for probably about 20 minutes about bartending, because he's like big into mixology. So it's like, that's an amazing story that I'll have for the rest of my life, you know? And if you ask, and I keep saying this, you keep asking these guests about things that they're interested in other than just Back to the Future 3 or whatever the fuck else they did. Ask them about, you know, personal things that they're actually passionate about. Like I said, he gave me some really good martini tips, you know?
I want to ask Gomez Addams about Back to the Future.
Please do.
What did you think?
Please do. You know, and that'd be curious, like how many times like someone had actually asked, you know, and it's funny because Julian Sands, when he came to Spooky, he told me that he was amazing.
Yeah, Warlock.
He actually told me that a lot of people thought that he was the guy in Harry Potter with the long blonde hair.
Shit, nice.
A lot of people thought that was him. Yeah, Malfoy. And I'm like, really? And I'm just like, how awkward does that have to be? It's like, no, that's not me. That's fucked up.
One last thing I just want to mention about the John Aston podcast. He, I guess he's a big fan of Poe. And he actually on this episode, he does recite the Raven. So for anyone who's it takes him a minute. He just couldn't do the whole thing because he hasn't done it in a while. But that's pretty cool because he reads it very passionately. Like he loves it, and he knows actually quite a bit about Poe. They talk about him and his life for.
John Aston's amazing.
Yeah, that would go with the mixology. That would go with the mixology then, knowing more about Poe.
So anyway, the guy's awesome. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, Rob, while you're talking there, you still have, the Robert Englund. We still doing the Robert Englund contest.
We are still. We've got about 3 weeks before we do the drawing for the autograph picture of Robert Englund that was accidentally sent to me twice.
So give us the rules again. What are the rules?
The rules. We have a post. We will share it again. All you have to do is on the page.
The Facebook page.
Yeah, like the page. Tell us your favorite Robert Englund role that is not Freddy Krueger. And are we asking people to share the page? I don't think so, right?
Not necessarily. You just have to subscribe to the channel, like the Facebook page, and give us your favorite Robert Englund role that's not Freddy.
So there you go. Easy peasy.
Yeah. So Vaughn, what would you say is your favorite Robert Englund role that's not Freddy?
So I can say Freddy?
Fuck you.
Honestly, you're trying to think. I really can't think of any right now. I fail. I'm not a Robert Englund fan.
But he's done so much.
Then you're not winning the picture.
I know. I'm not winning.
No picture for you.
I have a poster that he signed that somebody left leaning against a wall that we just took. It was there like Sunday. Nobody was still there. Like it was just going in the garbage, and we nabbed it.
You took a garbage poster.
We did take a garbage. Yes,
but it's not. It's not. I love Robert.
It's in the office right now.
It's not a garbage poster. It's an orphaned poster.
It was just not getting the respect it needed at the time.
Abandoned.
So we gave it a home.
They're fostering the poster.
We are fostering a Robert Englund poster. Well, it's from Dream Warriors, if that helps.
Oh shit! What?
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of the best of the series. That's for damn sure.
It's the best theme song of the series.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Dawkins is involved, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wait. What was that, Rob?
I really can't do it loud for justice. So, tell you what though, if you see me at the show and give me $1, I'll sing it for you.
And now you're gonna be on that website.
Now he's gonna be at Cameo.com. Look up
Cameo.com.
For $1, I'll sing Dawkins at you.
That needs to happen now.
And for $2, I'll sing Striper. Okay.
Oh no! I will take Striper because I can rock the fuck out of Striper. I was just doing it earlier today, as a matter of fact. No shame. Wow. No fucking shame.
All right, and for $3, we'll team up and we'll do Nelson.
Oh damn straight! I'll sing the fuck out of Nelson.
Double team Nelson.
Double team Nelson. I got no problem with that. So Vaughn, are you gonna paint us some Nelson or some Striper?
Can you paint us I'll just paint a Bumblebee and it'll be Striper. I can paint a Blackie Lawless.
But I want some like glowy hair on the Bumblebee.
No, but like I could do the opposite and I could paint you a Blackie Lawless.
Oh, it's not the same as Striper.
No, Wasp is way better than Striper.
Oh, that's me and you, toe to toe.
We're gonna fight. We're fighting.
We're gonna fight. We're fighting, and I will beat you in the Nazi.
Well, here's the thing, though. Striper threw Bibles, but Blackie Lawless threw raw meat. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the Bibles lasted longer than the raw meat. You know.
I don't know who really wins that, though. I don't know.
I like me some Striper, but I've got stories behind.
What was Michael Bolton's band?
Oh God, he did have a band. Fuck.
Yeah, he did.
Before Adult Contemporary, he had a hair band.
No, he had a band.
He wrote hair metal. Michael Bolton wrote hair metal. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. I've actually got a hair metal list, and Michael Bolton is on it because
I know he's
he
the
actually
Lonely Island boy.
He wrote a couple of Kiss songs. Michael Bolton
Oh.
actually wrote a couple of Kiss songs.
Oh shit.
Little known fact. Oh shit.
Little known fact.
All right, but I do think it's about time we're wrapping this up. So Vaughn, where can people find your stuff, and where can they listen to your webcast where you talk about Nazi taints and Jason your mama?
The podcast is called Revival, and it's myself and Menton Matthews III, and we are on SoundCloud and we're on iTunes also. Again, I post on my Facebook page and everywhere that I possibly can post about it on Mondays, usually around 8 p.m. Eastern. And then, I'll be at Spooky, obviously. And I have no idea where I'll be, but I'm only going to have a table this time. I'm not going to have the full big booth because I'm just going to do as much as possible in as little space. I just want to focus on, getting some prints out into the world. So next time around, I'll definitely have the bigger space like I did last time. And that's pretty much, I've also got, I'm hosting a sketch night that I do here in Orlando that's supposed to be Sunday, but we had some scheduling problems. So it won't be this month, but we'll be back next month. And it is at Lil Indies, which is on Mills. And it's next door to Will's Pub. And the night it's called Sketch Cult. And that's KVLT because we're fancy. And what we do is we basically find it's a sketch night, but I get to pick the models. So it's always something unique. It's always something different. And generally speaking, it's horror themed. I've been working a lot with a drag crew called the Black House here in Orlando. And I've been bringing a lot of the Black House people that are just fucking phenomenal. We're going to have a Nosferatu from them next time.
Oh,
what?
Victoria,
yeah, it's going to be rad.
Can people go and just spectate without?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what is it? It's $12 to get in, whether you're drawing or not.
Okay, cool.
And all the money goes to the model.
Also, Little Indies has some fucking killer drinks.
Yes, they do. In fact, their bartender won. I think she won best bartender in Orlando like the last 3 years.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Nice. Yeah, they got some fucking killer drinks there.
Yeah, so come get hammered and draw.
Yeah, seriously, no. I mean, I can vouch for Orlando Sketch Cult because Babette Bombshell, who's like local friggin' legend. Oh my god, hands down, one of the best events I've ever been to.
Well, yeah, but I believe that there was another model that we had in the very beginning that was pretty fucking amazing.
Oh, she sucked.
No,
Dog Witch was pretty. No, Dog Witch was one of my favorites.
No, Opulence Black was amazing. That was like the last one, and just oh my god,
phenomenal, right? Just amazing. Up close, the makeup is so good. Like, so the Opulence Black. So Opulence did kind of a vampire character that is just original, but the makeup when you get up close on it, and some of the photography, because I do photography also. Some of the pictures I took that I'll be posting that are still being edited. Just the fine detail to the makeup is just incredible.
Yeah, it's that whole thing. So if you want something like horror themed and alternative in Orlando, keep an eye on Orlando Sketch Cult because they have really done some outstanding events, and it's just fucking amazing. And
we definitely pull from the Spooky family. We definitely pull models from. I mean, we have had. There's been some sideshow acts that we've used. We've had an actual clown. We had
Cabana Macabre.
Cabana, I was gonna say.
It's been pretty amazing. I've been very lucky to get some really great models to come and join us.
That's fun.
So, that's to end the show on because it's like we were talking about. Okay, we got John Cusack. We got the Halloween bar, but this is the fucked up shit that we live for. All the shit that really brings the Spooky family together, and this is the shit that we do when we're not at Spooky.
Local artists, local art, local fucking everything. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like that fucking guy right there. It's like I can't wait to see what he brings out at Spooky. And I don't know. Are you going to be doing a podcast at Spooky, like a live?
I'm going to do a live cast. Yeah, I'm going to do something. I'm going to interview. There's a couple of people I want to interview for the Revival show, and I'm going to try and kidnap them into the hallway and figure that out when I'm there.
Oh, ambush!
Totally ambush. I want to try and get Petey at some point and see if I can.
3 o'clock in the morning when he's drunk.
Oh yeah, I should grab him like real late.
Yeah, but just in case anybody forgot, also Vaughn is in the Library of Congress, motherfuckers. So okay,
I am in the Library of Congress. Okay. I am. Okay. The book is Dodging Knives and Throwing Bullets. It is available on Amazon. VBLAC.com is the link for that, or you just get a hold of me and I'll sign you one.
Yeah.
You know, and Robbie, I just noticed you've got Boris behind you.
Oh, yeah. And this is from your birthday.
Yeah, Boris is always with us.
Yeah, always. He's kind of stuck back there. But
he's always
wearing
creeping.
Your birthday hat.
He is. I got to find my birthday hats. I should have worn my birthday hats for. I mean, since we're celebrating the birthday of little Mikey today, you know, and so Mikey, we love you. Happy birthday. Hope you're getting drunk now in fucking Christ or whatever it is that you do in your spare time. And Petey, dude, what is there to say? You know?
What is there to say?
What?
You're old.
What?
That's what you could say.
You're old.
Way to not die.
Speaking of which, also, I'm feeling a little old too because my daughter tomorrow turns 17.
Holy crap!
Holy shit! She fucking.
Your entire life is over,
dude.
You're done.
It's all downhill from here.
Stop.
Your vagina is cobwebs now. That's it. Just to put a retirement.
It's just closed.
It's closed. Here,
Dust in the wind.
Drink more wine. Drink more wine.
Dusty vaginas.
Dusty. She's got a dusty muffin.
I've already got my first 3 catchphrases for the contest now.
This is why we do this.
Nazi taint.
Nazi taint.
Dusty
Yes,
vagina.
it's my new band. Me and Norman Reedus are starting a band.
Nice. Holy shit.
This needs to happen.
We're gonna sing songs about Gary Busey's teeth.
Just his teeth, though.
Only his teeth.
This is amazing. And this is why you guys need to come to Spooky, because it's this all weekend long, 24 hours nonstop of Norman Reedus's greasy balls and Nazi taint and
I'm exhausted.
You know, it really is exhausting how much fun it is. Like, it truly is. Like, being serious for a minute, like, there's so much fucking fun that it gets exhausting. It's really great.
It really is. That's why we all like hibernate under rocks for like the next 2 months.
Before and after. So
after, for sure. Like, I talk to so many people at these things that I don't even want to fucking say a word for the next 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, because they're all fucking vampires and they suck your energy. It's amazing.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do. All right. Well, I mean, tune in next show because we got a lot more that we're going to be talking about and yakking your ear off about. A lot more rumors we're going to be sharing. A lot of more shit talking because that's what we do. But we especially want to thank Vaughn for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me again. I really enjoy it. I always do. So thanks very much. I appreciate it.
We know you're like busy doing your international world tour, so we thank you for blessing us with your presence when you can.
Thank you.
You know. See, and just so you guys know, it's like it's so hard to get a schedule with him that he's shitting on his toilet right now.
Yes.
So that's the only reason that we got in. It's during his poop time. So
it is. It's the only time I had available. It's very cheap. You can get me on whatever that website is, and I'll poop for you.
Yeah. Now he's gonna go wipe his nut.
$3 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
What am I eating? God damn.
Oh, good.
Lay off the Golden Corral, sir.
For an hour? Fuck.
Your feet must be tingly.
I can't feel them anymore.
Yeah, One Black. Be sure to check him up. All the stuff, like I said, this is a Renaissance man. He's doing everything, and there's nothing he doesn't do. Like shit, he shits.
Thank you so much.
He shits hard.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, good night to Rob. Who? What the fuck are you doing?
I am playing with this.
Oh yeah, I thought he was doing something with the sock.
No.
That's after.
Sock's still here.
There's something.
The sock is so pregnant. Fuck the shit out of that sock.
Its womb is barren.
Dusty.
No, that's her. Okay.
Dusty, barren like a sock.
Like the desert, y'all.
See, even Boris finds that amusing.
We're all terrible, terrible people.
We are. Yeah.
And we wouldn't have wanted any other way.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next show.
Night.
All right.